Trivia! Some of you love it and some of you don't care about it in the slightest. Regardless of your insignificant opinions, I will be presenting you with 5 minutes of FGO lore trivia that you may or may not know about. Starting with Mikoto, shooting method, piercing sky bullets. This is a noble phantasm belonging to Artemis, in which she straps Orion to her bow and shoots him at a man's crotch. It is a technique restricted only for males that shall certainly kill the unfaithful. In Blackbeard's FGO material profile, he refers to Francis Drake as his fated rival, stating, "If I'm Jonathan, she is the D vampire. If I'm Joseph, she is the Italian womanizer." Osaka Behime was originally a fox spirit, but upon coming to Chaldea, she had a huge argument with Tamamo no Mai about how one of them had already called dibs on being the fox character, and they ended up causing huge trouble and dragging an entire online forum into it. This incident is still stuff of legend. After having lost the argument, Osaka Behime ended up dropping her fox element and adopted a bat element when being summoned. Both Paracelsus and Leonardo da Vinci were both acquainted with Makiri Zolgen, or Mato Zoken, in their lifetimes, with da Vinci regarding him as an excellent mage, and Paracelsus regarding him as a noble and respectable person, although if they were to witness him at the time of Fate's Day Night, he would be unrecognizable to them. Kai no Bokuto, or Wooden Sword, is a noble phantasm specifically owned by male Miyamoto Musashi, which was used in his battle against Sasaki Kojiro and Ganryu Jima, according to the records of pan-human history. It is not a noble phantasm owned by female Musashi. Sherlock Holmes is a closet fan of Shakespeare and Mozart. The reason that Saber Lancelot does not have the same haircut as Lancelot from Fate Zero is due to his illustrator Shima Drill being told to do him with a feeling of a Yankee who repents and cuts off his hair. Bedivere taking the name Lucius in the Camelot Singularity is a reference to Lucius Tiberius, who makes a brief appearance in Fate prototype Fragments of Sky Silver. As Bedivere says, "At the end of a long journey, my body was already no different from that of a dying one. Therefore, I used the name of the enemy general who was said to have killed me as mine own." The crossed wound on Hozoin Inshun's forehead was done by a master fencer with 2 swords, whom he had a match with in his younger days. Ogre Trans, turning into Endless Rakshasa, is a noble phantasm owned by Fuma Kotaro, in which he transforms into an Oni, or something comparable to it. His reasoning is equipped with Madness Enhancement, all of his stats are improved to the extreme, and his stamina is recovered every turn continuously. As compensation, his lifespan and internal organs are severely damaged, and parts of him start to break down due to his brain output reaching the limit. The reason that Yagyu has a bird of prey-esque image and a link to phoenixes in his 3rd ascension is because his 3rd son, Yagyu Jubei Mitsuyoshi, died from falconry. The rear part of Katsushika Hokusai's outfit in her last ascension is inspired by Katsushika Oi's own painting, Night Scene in Yoshiwara. In a regular Holy Grail war, Ivan the Terrible's wish for the Grail would be to obtain the approval of the Grail to ascend to the Kingdom of Heaven. Semiramis' hair was inspired by a real-life friend of Konoe Ototsugu. Ototsugu said, "I have a friend whose strong point is in doing up her hair," so it seems that they were absorbed into arranging Semiramis' hair. Okita Soji Alter and Mori Nagayoshi occasionally go and catch rhinoceros beetles together before breakfast. They also occasionally go together to farm Hearts of the Foreign God. The Shadow Border has an official Koro Q, which is a line of Japanese pullback car toys. The additional Valkyries that show up in Valkyrie's Noble Phantasm were designs that Takeuchi had from a previous project called Project Valkyrie, and he got permission to let them cameo in the NP. The Silent Wolf book Hinako Akta is seen holding was based on a copy of The Silent Meow that illustrator TOI8 randomly found in their work office. The spherical jewel on Kirshtaria Wardheim's staff is apparently made to peek at the universe. The true name of Sama Ibaraki's Noble Phantasm, The Praise of Folly Ichijo Modoribashi, and its reading were thought up by Jeanne d'Arc Alter upon Ibaraki's request. In addition, wondering what true name to use in case she got a new Noble Phantasm, she consulted with Shuten Doji, who replied with, "Wouldn't Oyama Great Fireworks be fine?" And so, the form of Ibaraki uttering Oyama Great Fireworks as a different true name release upon using her noble phantasm can be seen. Mysterious Heroine XX passive skill, Cosmo Reactor, canonically gives her plot armor, which I quote, draws towards herself victory's principle of causality. Enough. This is not a channel for trivia, but for introspection and reflection on characters' journeys. Well, you needed something after a 4-month break. Damn beast. But I suppose it had a point. It has been a while. I do go through my phases of burnout, and I hope that you put up with me. But be assured that I'm still around, just maybe in another form. I would also like to thank Leo for this wonderful piece of fan art. Probably the first piece of channel fan art I've received. Feel free to go check her out on Blue Sky. And until the next manifestation, where hope and despair gather once more.